Welcome, friends, to the newest edition of 3 In, 3 Out, the most unique Seahawks recap show in the multiverse. Oh, we got a division special, Adam. I am joined by my good buddy, Adam Emmerich. We have a division playoff blowout special, a little look ahead to the Rams, of course, because we got to start peeking at the Rams. We got big Seahawks news also, Adam. And then at the end of the show, second half of the show, maybe last third, I guess I'm not counting, but we do our From the Flock where we look at the ins and outs from our Discord members, our flockers. And dude, this type of game, when I was going through the From the Flock, little teaser for folks to stick around, there was just all these great moments they kept bringing up. I went through the film today. We got lots of cool footage to go look at together. And yet there was like 6, 7, 8, 12 new nuggets in From the Flock we're going to go over later. That's how dominant this W was versus the stupid, filthy 49ers. How are you, bud?
Hey, I'm great. And that's just how dominant you little flockers are. It's amazing that you guys come in and point out even stuff that we don't notice. And like we always say, this is a show by 12s for you 12s. And we love getting you guys in as a part of the show as we sit here and we celebrate this divisional round thumping and soul stealing of the stupid Niners. And I can't wait to go through the film, man. I'm sure you had your work cut out for you with as much as there is to see in this film. I can't wait to look at some of these plays and see just some of the nitty gritty as to how the Seahawks actually just thump the Niners. So
yeah, absolutely.
Can't wait. But yeah, news first, it sounds like. So
we got things. And but like you were saying though, too much pitching in baseball is an old saying. Like, yeah, I guess it's a good problem, right? So sifting through these ins was like, holy crap, where do we start? Where do we stop? There's so much good. But we'll start with something really great. Adam, how does this thumbnail make you feel?
Oh, there's good, and then there's great, and then there's warm and fuzzy, and then there's maybe the third best feeling I've ever had in my life. And one would be my daughter coming into the world. Second would be the Super Bowl we won, and then maybe this is fourth. Third would be the NFC Championship game over these same stupid Niners, and this is right there, man. This is as good as it gets. And Shaheed with this photo too, having a background in photography. So this is a fabulous photo.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who took the photo. It was out on the Twitter world, and I wish I could give the person credit because the photo is so good that it had to become our thumbnail. So if you're not listening out on YouTube, if you're listening and not seeing it on YouTube, well, it's all good. Wherever you hear us, it's great. But youtube.com/Seahawkers podcast. Adam, what's the fifth best feeling? Because it might just be this.
Oh, it is. Live super chat here from live executive producer Ryan 911 with the $9.99 super chat. This is going to be the best show of the season, and no, it won't be. You're just wrong, Ryan.
GG's got it.
Two more victories. Yeah,
GG's got it. Gamble go because the best of the year so far, right?
There we go.
Honing in on the Homer Simpson telling Bart that he's got other days ahead. And a quick one to Sydney. Sydney's asking, any chance for McIntosh early return? No, he's going to be, he's out. He's out until hopefully next year because we sure could use him. That's certainly part of the news we'll go over. Ryan, thank you so much, dude. Very much appreciate that. We do got some stuff to get to. Hey, we blew past 6,000 subscribers. We blew past 6,200 subscribers. All we could say is thank you, thank you, thank you. We put on screen a couple of our newest members out on YouTube and a litany of brand new subscribers out on YouTube. Of course, subscribing is free. Hit the likes, the buttons, all those things. It helps us a ton. Or just go to getintheflock.com. Visit our Patreon if you want to become a member of the flock as well. And Julian loves telling you the same thing. So it's all good. When you are out on YouTube, Adam, you know that we like to put out lots of polls. And if you do subscribe, then the polls show up in your algorithm, which is kind of cool. So we said, hey, now that it's Rams versus Seahawks, which that's cool.
Had to be,
right? It's like, okay, flock, and all 12s out there. What is the confidence level right now? This morning, heading into the NFC Championship game. Where are you at? Adam, tell the flockers how the flockers voted.
All right. For those of you listening, we've got a little photo here of Kermit the Frog, in sweating bullets. And it says, I'm a wreck right now. That's 13% on this poll. We got the Fonz with the thumbs up here. And he says, it's cool like Fonzie. Hey, 18%. And then we've got a picture of our wonderful, amazing, fabulous coach, Mike McDonald. saying we're winning this game. And that is 69%, Clinton.
Nice.
I am much closer to that than I am Kermit the Frog here. And it looks like the majority of us 12s out there agree.
Yeah, confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. Michael Knight saying, you guys are amazing. Thanks for a wonderful season. Says seasoning, which is great too. A season of coverage. And Michael, MK, bud, we are not done yet. And plus, we're going to keep doing it when we're picking 32nd and stuff like that, or trading that pick for Max Crosby. But we got plenty of time to talk about that. There is some news and notes. It's a pretty big deal before we get to our ins or outs, the whole thing already. But some tough news today. Very quickly, we heard that Charles Cross is day-to-day with a foot injury. Day-to-day is not, hey, he's definitely playing. That's day-to-day. That'll be monitored. That's of interest for sure. The more heavier news right now in the moment, Adam, Charbonnet, torn ACL, out for the season, obviously. What are your thoughts?
All right. Well, we'll start with Cross real quick here. Day to day is a lot better than week to week, and so I have some confidence in that. So
that's true.
While scary, maybe not as scary as losing Charbonnet for the rest of the season. And this is such a massive bummer, not just because the 1-2 punch that they've been able to develop with these two running backs with K9 and Sharbs, it's been amazing. It's more of a bummer just because of Charbonnet, the person. And we often, we talk about player performances and we talk about, just their toughness and this and that and the other thing, but we don't often talk about them as people. And when you hear Mike McDonald talk about the bummer of losing Sharbs for this year, he was talking about the man that he is, and he's the quintessential Seahawk and how unselfish he is and hardworking and such a great teammate and just an overall good dude. And to have his season end now as we march on through the Super Bowl is such a bummer. And I would love to have seen him be able to add his wonderful talents to the team as we win this championship. But unfortunately, it's going to be from the sidelines. And all is not lost, though. It's still Kenneth Walker III here, and he's a fantastic running back. And then sounds like we might be able to bring Holani back up here. And then other people talking about Cam Akers. Okay. But with that said, just a massive bummer. Heart goes out for Sharbs with the torn ACL.
Yeah, for sure. And, we have to not so much pivot. We have to move forward though, and think about, okay, well, what happens? Because, hey, when Sharbs in the game, while Ken was getting a bit more of the lion's share these last few weeks, and we've seen awesome results, Charbonnet's touches were still highly impactful throughout the entire year. And hey, man, he's the 2-minute guy. Sometimes he's a 4-minute guy. He's not just 35%, 40% of carries. He's not just give K9 a blow. He's the third down back, right? I mean, it's a pretty big role. So yes, George Holani could be activated. That's one dude who's more well-rounded. We have Velus Jones out there who is pretty good with the ball in his hands, but he's also, very unproven still. And he played wide receiver a lot. He's talented with the ball in his hands, but it's like, okay, we're going to trust Velus Jones. Holani, again, we saw way more touches, especially in the running back position at Boise State. And when he's got his opportunities, he's been good. I'm not into the Cam Akers scenario unless it's like 2 yards in a cloud of dust, but I think we have other guys for that. And, but hey, man, if it is him, if that's where the confidence is, then we cheer on Cam Akers versus his old team. That's the way it goes, right? We cheer for the helmet. But it is sad news. We keep talking about the ability for a team to absorb change and how good and consistent do you stay through change. We'll see. This is a pretty big one. And I would say the makeup of this team, we're going to look at a lot of video coming right up too. I think we're pretty prepared to absorb this change on the whole.
Yeah, I think so too. I think one of Mike McDonald's superpowers is his ability to go right through things with just calm and resolve and consistency. And those are some of the things that really do make situations like this, where you lose a valuable piece to your offense, it's something that you can work through, something that won't be too big for this team to overcome, and something that we can celebrate at the end of the year with Sharbs when he gets to put on that ring.
Yep, I like that. And we got some people talking about Amari Kite and things of that nature. Hopefully, look, Amari Kite had a nice fourth quarter. Cool. or whether Jones can make it back, or better yet, Cross is just fine because he looked really good again. And Marlon with a cool question, just saying, I still wonder what made us cut Martinez. I mean, look, we saw him a little bit. He looked good in Miami. He was playing right now for a national championship, by the way, but he didn't look good in a Seahawks uniform. He looked sluggish and slow. Could he progress? Was he dinged? We don't know, but he just didn't. He had opportunities as a drafted dude and didn't stick for whatever reason. But Adam, we have lots of great nooks and crannies and footage to get through. If folks are new to 3 in, 3 out, it is a film review show. I'm going to put up some stuff. Adam does not know what he's going to look at, so I'm throwing him some live stuff. It's a little pop quiz as well. But Adam, like always, I did leave the sticky note at home. I need help. What's our one rule on 3 in, 3 out?
When we kick the holy fuck out of the 49ers and win, we start with an in, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So we start with an in. By the way, strap in. It's not like 12 ins like last time when we won the NFC West. It's not more, but it's not few either. We're going beyond 3. We're going beyond. There's no outs because I'm not doing outs. We're not doing outs.
Format, baby. However you want to do it. I have no problems talking with ins, man. This is great.
We won 41-6. But I'm going to be like, Sam missed this guy once, and there was one whiff. Who cares? We won 41-6. All right. But we are starting. We go in chronological order, by the way. We're in 1, calling it Murphy's Paw. A little play on words. Q1, 12:08 to go. It's a 3rd and 1, an early 3rd and 1. San Fran is on Seattle's 40, kind of marching a little bit. What do you think we're taking a peek at, bud?
My guess would be there was a 3rd down in which Murphy split a double team and then was in on the tackle on the running back there, and it was a work of beauty.
Well, you are 1 for 1, buddy. So we're highlighting. Let's just stop right there. We got nice tight look at it. We'll look at the all 22 in a second as well. For those that may be listening, I encourage you to hop onto YouTube to watch this because it is more of a visual show. But one of the things when we talked to Coach Derek about all 22 films, awesome follow. He's like, hey, the Seahawks, they run this kind of, the all 22 will show it even a little better, this kind of goal line formation where they really put their four heavies right up the gut, really almost like between the guards, just really crammed in there. And then they'll flank 2 linebackers out there. And then they play games with their safeties, quote unquote safeties, because we have personnel to do so. But you see Murphy dead smack in the middle, just off of the center's left-hand side. And yeah, we'll play it through and then we'll let you react to it as well. But we get a different angle in a second too. But absolute monster. He does slice through a double team. 2 dudes try to take him down. Nothing's doing. It's not like he does all the work on his own. However, Adam, this was the first 3rd down in the game. The next play is the play Shanahan gets all upset about because he doesn't know how timeouts work. And he's just doesn't realize that timeouts work a certain way. And he's an idiot. That's cool. And then they run the like a use check option, that was a choice. And we get the ball back right away. But what are you seeing from Murphy? Because usually, yeah, the 4th down play is amazing, but the play before the play is sometimes the play we want to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. And look, let's start with Murphy here on this rep. And one of the things that makes him such a special player on the interior, and a lot of times some of these breakdowns, it's not even a ton of stuff, right? It's not a bunch of things that we point at and be like, look at this little thing, look at that little thing. This is one big thing that he did here. And this is really what sets him up for success in this rep. Look at the explosiveness as he jumps to his right.
Yep, right there.
And then shoots the gap between 74 and 71. Whoop! And it's just right through there. The guy whiffs the guard there. He whiffs, barely gets shoulder, tries to tackle him from behind.
Tries to hold him.
Yeah. And he just blows the thing up. And then when McCaffrey gets round up here by Murphy, you could tell he's like, well, son of a. And then the cool part after that is Nwosu crashing the edge and coming in and helping clean up the mess. Tackle for loss. These guys cannot be moved on the line of scrimmage in these short yardage situations. Yeah,
he's splitting the left guard like he does the okey doke, but the left tackle is a surefire. That's Trent Williams. It's not like he's beating nobody. He's splitting the left guard, and then Trent Williams is like low man. He has position on Murphy, and Murphy says, "Nah, not today. Like,
not today.
You're not stronger than me, man. You maybe at one point you were." Nope, not at this incarnation of these 49ers. You are not stronger than us. So that is our first in. Anything else you want to say about this one before we get to our second, bud?
No, just so proud of these guys in terms of the physicality they bring up front. And it's a joy.
It is an absolute joy. Love that. All right. In number 2, here we go. Okay. Sometimes you got to get personal, and sometimes you get personal with your personnel. And that is what we're about to do right here. It is in number 2, personnel, Q1, 10:25 to go. It's our ball. We are already up 7-0 because we all know why we're up 7-0. 2nd and 10. We're on San Francisco's 45-yard line. And okay, personnel, obviously a vague one. Any recollection and thoughts about what we're about to watch?
Got to be something out of 12 personnel.
I think we're looking at 12 or a de facto 12. Yeah, it's not so much 12. It is Cup. There might be another tight end on there, but I think it's Cup, Salbert, and Robbie Utes.
So 21. Okay.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, like basically the way Cup plays, it's some gorgeous stuff. So we're gonna see. Let's play through one time here. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so it's a little student body sweep to the left with Charbonnet. Again, we're gonna miss some Charbs on this. What I wanted to point out, Adam, we started to look at this a couple of weeks ago now. We're like, hey, this run game's coming. Oh, this is getting interesting. It's not so much an aha moment because it wasn't like Eureka. It wasn't, Doc Emmett Brown with the flux capacitor. It's just been building. But this watch back, it just clicked. I'm like, you know what? They're just executing at an exceptionally high level. Like it took a while. It took a bit. You got a new coordinator, you got new pieces, new wide receiver, new quarterback, new fullback, running backs learning something brand new, a brand new guard. And then you start to see this orchestration. We'll let this play through. And again, I'll let you describe some of it as we look through a couple of these variations of it. But to me, this is such high level run game football. It's early in the game. And when we started seeing this, Adam, nice and early, already up 7-0, I was like, good night. You're not, if we're running the ball like this, you're not beating the Seattle Seahawks. What do you think?
Yeah, without question. And, we think about the running game as being this simple thing, and it's really not. It really has to be a coordinated orchestra of things coming together with the right timing for a run play to hit. And a few of those things happened on this play. So when you start out and you're watching this, the Niners are actually set up with their defensive front to that side of the ball. They're actually slid over a little bit that way. And what's nice here is that the DN decides to take an inside track to start with. And what's cool here with this blocking scheme is you've got Sauber in line on the end of the line, and then Coop in a condensed split out there at the wide receiver spot. And what happens here is that instead of Sauber taking on the DN, Cup just washes him down and seals the edge right there. Huge block right out the gate. Boom. And that's a guy, he's given up 150 pounds, that dude probably, or whatever it is. I mean, it's insane. So he goes ahead, seals the edge, and then Saubert with great feet gets out and gets to the second level here, up onto 53, and he locks him up and has zero chance at that point. And then Utes is free to go hunting. And this is fun. It's super fun, man. And Sharps does the rest with the great run here. Just a fantastic play, and everybody doing their job and hitting things up at the exact right time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I love that that was the little like stunt within the stunt there with Sauber, kicking out and Cup just kicking in. I was like, oh, that it's just, again, well executed. Also, Charles Cross. Now it's like, okay, you could watch Cross and be like, oh, he doesn't get a hand on this guy. It doesn't matter. Like Cross's athleticism to get to his spot, to make his dude, make him determine which way you're going, and watch what his guy does. He tries to go inside, too late. He's out. So 43 is gone. So Cross did plenty in his role there to just ensure that this play could hit there as well. But it's all got to work, and it does. And like you said, that Utes gets out in space, and man, his progression as a legitimate NFL fullback is coming come into fruition too at exactly the right time. So love this one. Any other tidbits about the scheme or anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about cross for another half second here because we don't often value the tiny things that offensive linemen do to make things work. So this is more of a zone, outside zone scheme here. So basically the offensive linemen are trying to get and hook the person that's to their left. And you see that 92 is actually lined up in between the gap of Zabel and Cross. And Cross comes off the line and it's a tiny thing. It's so subtle. What he does here is he pushes with his right hand and gives him just a slight push, 92, so that it makes it easier for Zabel to go and secure the outside shoulder of the defensive lineman. And then Zabel with his great feet here, he's able to get there. But it's that little motion right there that makes it all possible for Zabel to really get a much cleaner block here. And it's that little subtle stuff of working together is what makes this run game stuff go.
Yep. And similarly to Salbert, when I watched this film, I was like, man, Salbert he had such a smooth game out there, but he gets a nice stab with his right hand. You know, it's a little difficult to see here, but you can see him. He gets a nice little boom punch on the defensive end there, and then climbs to D. I think it's D Winters and takes care of D. Great job. It's beautifully executed. And again, if we are running this away come Sunday, we're in a really good spot, a really, really good spot. All right. That was a ton of fun. Folks, thank you. Pour the comments in. Obviously we're live right now, so we'll do our best to get those up, especially if they're like contributing in real time. We'll do our very best. Again, like, subscribe, hit all those buttons. And if there are any super chats coming in, of course, we'll put them up as well. All right. So let's go on to in number 3. What do you say?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Oh boy, I just can't stop loving on some of the stuff I'm seeing. In 3, we're calling this one Anchors Away. Anchors Away, of course, a saying if you are a sailor. Okay, Q1, 3:32 to go, 2nd and 20. Now it's 10-0. 2nd and 20. We didn't get into too many 2nd and 20s in this game. Seattle's on our own 48-yard line. It's a pretty big play coming up right here. But if I'm saying anchors away, who do you think we might be focusing on?
All right. Then I'm guessing it's going to be one of the tackles in being able to set their anchor on pass pro here to allow Darnold to throw a dot to Cooper Kupp on 2nd and 20. And look, this is about nooks and crannies, right? So is Cooper's route good? Yeah.
Sure.
Is Sam's throw good? Absolutely. Yeah. Is that what we're focusing on? Oh, hell no. We're going to focus on these wonderful tackles out here. And anytime we can talk little Abe. Oh yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. So I can't give you an A+. I could give you an A because you were spot on.
I'll take a B, man. B's get degrees.
No. You get B's get degrees. You had it all right. The only clue, the only droplet you missed was I called it anchors away. It was plural for a reason there. It wasn't anchor aways because that'd be weird. So we are going to watch both our tackles, who by the way are on their first contract, who are signed to their second contract, who we drafted a couple of years ago in the same exact draft class with John Schneider. And we're going to watch them do their work while Sam has enough time to throw this dot to Cooper Kupp. So we'll let it roll. And it's clean. It's clean. A 20-yard strike. We'll see another look at it, of course. And Adam, I'll toss it to you. This might be the only one that the next one we have here. I forget if I do 3 of them or 1 on 2 of them, but a beautiful throw by Kupp. We got one more look, but Adam, this is what we want to look at. We want to look at our 2 stud anchors doing their job. Welcome back, Charles Cross, because as much as we absolutely love what Josh Jones did, it was sure nice to have Charles Cross back also.
Oh, 1,000%. So let's start with Lucas here because he's kind of got a one-on-one, and then I think then we'll talk about Cross because I really love what they did as a unit on the left-hand side here. Now, first off, you got a defensive lineman, a D end, and he's set way out as a wide 9. And the reason they say that is the gaps, they count the numbers and that's like even outside gaps. So they say wide 9, right? And what's cool about this play to me for Lucas is when we look back at him last year when he was coming back from the knee injury, sometimes what he struggled with was some of the speed rushes from way outside in that wide 9 as he was recuperating. Now that he's fully healthy and a full season underneath of him, and he put on the cowboy collar like a man, like he sits here, watch him get out of his set here, and he really sets him really, really well.
Yep.
And just locks him up, absolutely locks him up. And there's nothing that the DN can do about it. Great one-handed, right-handed punch to kind of stop the outside shoulder and try to get him to work back inside to him. And that's exactly what the DN does. And then it's good night, Irene. You're going to stay right there, buddy. So
before we flip it to Cross, there's this one moment, I'll try and pause it real quick, see if I could do this in real time, where he resets, right? Boom, right there. He's not that he's getting driven back, he's battling, right? But from that moment on, nothing. Gives up nothing else. He just re-anchors so successfully and just puts that rush to bed. And it gives Sam all the time right there. Boom. He sets right there. And he's beautiful wide stance there. And it's just the guy's going nowhere, which is beautiful. All right. So you want to talk about Cross a bit as well. And maybe some teamwork makes the teamwork. What are you seeing with Cross and company?
No, absolutely. And this is one of the things that we hear all the time from different offensive linemen and coaches and all that is continuity and what that does for you. And what continuity brings is the fact that you can take a stunt like this and you can work together as a team, as a group. Look, 3 dudes block 92. Like It starts with Zabel. He passes him to Sandell, and then Sandell passes him to Bradford. And in that time, it looks like it's CJ West here.
I think it's CJ West,
looping around the outside. And Cross is waiting there and just being like, oh, okay. Who wants to come over here and get their ass kicked by me? Oh, it'll be you today, CJ West? Bang! And he just stops him dead in his tracks. Sam doesn't even have to move his feet. He doesn't get happy feet. He can just get all his cleats in the ground and just rip it, which is exactly what he does. It's just a work of beauty. It's a work of beauty.
Even if he has one less oblique, he's still able to rip this ball for 20 yards. And this was huge. This was an absolutely crucial. It is a conversion because they get the first down, but to go from 2nd and 20, because with Seattle, really any team, this is not a Seattle thing. Most often, if you get set back with a holding or, you're back in 2nd and 20, most often that drive's dead. And where they are, our own 45-yard line, typically you're like, all right, we're punting, punting on like 3rd and 12 and we're trying to pin them. That's a usual outcome. Well, not today, boys. Not today.
Not today.
Cup had a great game. Sam had a very, very nice game. A lot of tight window stuff. Missed a few things, but really, really some beautiful throws as well. Happy to celebrate that. I think we got to keep on moseying. What do you think, bud?
Absolutely. I mean, we can watch pocket thingies all day if you want, because there was a number of years we didn't get to see a lot of those. But let's move it on. I want to see what else we got here.
All right, let's do it. All right. Okay. In number four, I like our pace today. In number 4, Edge of Tomorrow. Have you ever seen the Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt movie, Edge of Tomorrow, or perhaps, what's it? Live, Die, Repeat, I think it's called, but it's got 2 names. Ever see it?
No, but now that you told me Emily Blunt's in it as well, like sold. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, very, very, very solid sci-fi flick. It's a time loop. Sorry for the spoilers. All right, so Edge of Tomorrow, Q2, 14:21 to go. Now we're up 17-0 because the Niners suck and we're good. 1st and 10, Seahawks. Nope, 1st and 10, Niners got the ball. They're on our 39-yard line. Again, maybe just some subtle things we want to look at that I know in a game with this many highlights, I think sometimes something like this is going to get lost. If we're talking Edge of Tomorrow, who do you think we might be looking at?
Let's go with Nwosu here. I just pick one of the edge guys.
Yeah, pretty good.
He had
a
sack. Good. I don't know. That was my guess.
Yeah, pretty good. We're going to look at Derek Hall. So this is just going to be a run.
He's
right.
Good too.
Yeah, he's good too. And it's like, Derek Hall has a fine game. It's not the splashy stuff. He has one of the best sellies of all time with Leo Williams. That was such a cool selly that he did with him. I love that. But, this is Derek Hall being a really good edge setter, really good professional, and we'll let the tape roll here. But we got CMC in the back, about 7 yards deep. Purdy's under shotgun, and they're overloaded to the right-hand side. I think they're in 12 personnel. Maybe that's use check and a tight end instead. And then they've got, I think that's Jennings. He's also like tight in line as well. So they're really trying to run the ball right clearly. And Derek Hall says, once again, and they bring Juszczyk in a little orbit motion, a little mini motion. And Derek Hall says, not today, good sir. Not today, not ever. This is just a big man doing big man things against a team we hate. Adam, what are you seeing from our guy, number 58, the Minotaur, Derek Hall?
Well, first off, this is one of the reasons why Shanahan, it keeps getting smoked by Mike McDonald, because when they set this up, they're expecting a sorry ass tight end like this to match up against somebody like Derek Hall. Mismatch, as Richard Sherman would say. And look, he just rocks him back and then sheds him like, a pair of bad underwear, and is able to just crash back down and wrap CMC up for minimal gain. And it was easy peasy. And they keep trying to use this like orbit motion with Juszczyk to confuse people and everything like that. And big shout out to, Coach Mike. Not confusing at all. And then they get the fullback on Eamon Wari, and that's still like not a win. Like, if anything, it's a draw. Like, Juszczyk puts his head in there, and Eamon Wari says, nope, you're going to have to go back inside, right into the arms of Derek Hall. This is great. Yep.
It's just really good defense. I mean, I know we have a different opinions, folks have different opinions of Tom Brady, the player, and obviously, the Patriots reign that they had, et cetera, et cetera. As an announcer, I got to tell you, he likes the way the Seattle Seahawks play defense. In fact, he loves it. And it was funny to hear him talk with Burkhardt when Burkhardt's like, are you okay? And he's like, no, man. He's like, no. Like he was clearly upset about the duress that 49ers were under. He's like, no, man, I'm not okay. He was like feeling what must have been like Purdy's heart and mind, because that's how disruptive this team is. So, say what you will about Brady, the dude absolutely clearly respects what this current Seahawks defense is doing. And I'm here for that. Anything else you're seeing on this particular play? Obviously, the one other thing I'd point out too is it's our soundness. Like, yes, Hall's making that play. And if he doesn't, fine. I mean, the way we're exactly where I have it paused right here. You got 3 other defensive linemen, and then you got 2 linebackers right behind them, where actually Eamon Wari had crept up. But you basically have all the gaps covered. If that was like 5 gaps right there, just the soundness in which we play the run fits, this shows up over and over and over, and extremely difficult to beat.
Yeah. And I know one of the things that Mike takes a lot of pride in is look at how many helmets are around the ball at the end of this play. Yep. What is it, like 4 or 5? Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. It's great effort.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff. So I wanted to call this one out because I just, had the feeling that no one's going to be really looking at it. It's just a random, beautiful edge play by Derek Hall, but that is what this show is absolutely all about. All right, we got more to do. I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah, hit it. I thought you were just going. Okay. Yeah, you don't need my permission, buddy. Let's go.
That's my permission. All right. And remember, folks, if you're out there commenting, we'll do our best to bring them in live. We've got a lot of content to get through. We appreciate the comments. If you don't see yours hitting the screen, it's not because we don't love the comments. We do love the comments. But obviously this particular show, this type of show is chock full of stuff we want to go over. But keep at it. We appreciate it. All right. So in number 5, and let me put my peepers on here. In number 5, Q2, 348. Now it's 17-6. They think they're cute. They're not. We have the ball. It's 2nd and 7, and we're on our own 23. And I'm calling this one -2 becomes +5. -2 to +5. Adam, you talk about this all the time. So you're going to nail this one. I know it. What are we about to watch?
Well, first off, it sounds a lot like algebra to start with. So my confidence level is low because I didn't get much past however many fingers I have. Like it was all mystery to me. Math is magic. But I'm going to say this is Ken Walker turning a little bit of nothing into a little bit of something.
Dude, A+. Good job there. So we are going to be watching. We got Sam and shotgun. We got JSN split to Sam's left, and we got K9 off of Sam's right-hand side. Pretty condensed formation. Well, there are 3 receivers out there with JSN, but with the formation that he's in the backfield, but two other receivers flanked on each side of the formation. They're on the right hash. We're going to be running to the left-hand side, And this is a nice example. You talk about this a lot. Like, hey, if we could just not get those negative runs, and even if they're 2 or 3 yards instead of -2, we just stay on track. We're a much better team. This is an example of like about a 7-yard differential, I'd say. So we'll let it play through. And it's not just Ken. Ken does an awesome job about the way he strings it out, the way he's patient with this, but there's some reasons he doesn't get stopped for 0 or just a gain of 1 or 2 also, but actually busts this through and gets a healthy gain. Ken had a phenomenal game. But what are you seeing here? And what do you want to talk about?
Well, I would say first and foremost here, it's really cool to see Zabel here get to the second level, and he works off this, boom, he doubles and then gets to the blitzer, 20 there, the safety trying to come down. And that really does make it so that Ken has a chance at that point, right? And then Sundell gets enough of 99 here to hold him up and make him, lose his balance a little bit just so that he can't quite get there. And look, we talk a lot about different blocks and if the offensive line's good or bad and all that, and you want to see the guys dominate every single block, but sometimes just get enough of the guy is enough. That's a win. That's a winning rep for Sundell there. He's had some better ones that I think we'll focus on a little bit later. And then you also have Cross kicking out the D end here, just takes him right out the club. You know how you were harassing all my teammates and everything here? Out the club. Boom. And he just kicks him right out. And K9 is able to duck right underneath there, break the shoestring tackle. Shoestring. And gets on down the road, turns a negative into a positive. Great play.
Very, very happy. You saw what I was seeing there too was, and the way you framed it was exactly how I was thinking about it was you don't have to blow people out every single play. Sometimes a draw is good enough. Sometimes a draw is a win. And the cool part with Zabel here is, he's coming off a double, right? He's passing to Sundell and he gets one arm on the guy and you're like, okay, well that could be holding, but he doesn't hold. He just presses him with his left. He's right in his shoulder pad. So it's really good hand positioning considering he's already engaged. He doesn't have a wide base because he just could not have a wide base here, but he's still strong enough just to press the guy off, just get him off a little bit without doing anything that's going to be like, oh, you clearly held the guy. Because this is the type of play where, very, very often a guy breaks through a little bit more and then the jersey grab is very evident. And then that's it. There's dirty laundry on the field. But kudos for these dudes to like keep things tight, meaning like not letting the other bodies get too far away from them. So even if you're holding a little bit, refs can't see it. And then enough strength to win the day and then let K9 be a very special running back, which he is.
And the refs are going to let you get away with a lot more if you've got your hands inside the shoulder pads, up near their chest plate, right? Yep. And that's what Zabel does here one-handed, and he just gives them the country strong one-handed, left-handed punch, and he's like, yeah, you go over here, because that's where we want you. And they just move men against their will, and that's just impressive.
Yeah, just picking rocks. That's all he does, right? He's out in the farm picking rocks and drinking Busch Lights, and away he goes. Steak and beer. We love it. All right, that was in number 5. We got so many more to go. Keep those comments coming in. We appreciate you. And I'm going to do the whammy. There we are. Okay. In number 6, Adam. Well, it's too late, baby. Yeah, now it's too late. Q2, 2:39 to go. We're up 17-6, by the way. If you're going to go rewatch anything from this game, you should go rewatch the entire game. But if you are to rewatch anything offensively, go watch the last drive before the first half when we take a 17-6 ball game and we shove the entire thing down the Niners' throats and go up 24-6 before halftime. Beautiful 4-minute execution. So Q2, we're right in the middle of it. 2:39 to go. 1st and 10. We're still on our own 34-yard line. I'm not sure you're going to get this one, but I know you're going to love it. But any guesses? Maybe you remember the scene. If I'm saying, well, it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. What do you think we might be looking at?
Oh my gosh, pop culture references are like the worst for me. I'm going to say Sam fits one into a tight window here. The DB's a little too late. I don't recall exactly because I don't rewatch the game before we do this so that it is a surprise.
Yep. All right. Well, this is not the Sammy keyhole throws because he had several of those, but we're about to watch the Shaheed reverse for 30 yards. And just like, Shaheed's great. And it's not, Shaheed does his thing, which is get the ball, make a great cut, be a really fast human, and not taking anything away from what Shaheed does, because it's very, very well done. Where I want to place some kudos and love, Clint Kubiak, just body blowing Robert Saleh all day long, first and foremost. Like that's amazing. And then I think I highlighted too, look at the little subtle motions from Salbert on he's the tight end, kind of flanked off to the right-hand side of the formation here, Adam, and watch what his motions. I'll play it live first, then we'll zoom in on it. Watch what Salbert's a little bit of motion. He kind of does 2 or 3 steps towards the formation. I have to cut this up so we don't get flagged from the parties that be. And I think here we flag it so we can watch here. There we go. Okay. So really focusing on what I think it's Bradford and what Salbert, what they're going to do motion wise and what it does to these this triad of 49ers on screen. Watch where they all go and remember where the ball went. Beautiful. And then convoy time. Absolute convoy time. All right. So I think I got one more angle of it, but yes. So that's the too late baby, is like they bid on this so hard, and it's just subtle and it's beautiful little mechanics that Kubiak puts in place, well executed. What are you seeing, buddy?
This is a great example of Kubiak creativity. And you were pointing out exactly the motions here and everything. And it's great because that's exactly what's going on here. Usually when you see the tight end start to come back across the formation as he does, like Saubert does here at the beginning of the play, usually they're the one that's going back and cracking that D end on the left side here.
Correct.
But that's not what happens. This is the creativity of Kubiak that gives you a little bit of a different look. They pull Bradford instead. And as all of the rest of the offensive line and blockers and everything head to the right, Bradford cuts back to the left. And we've seen him miss this block in the past, by the way. And you can see some improvement here. He hunts down that DN and keeps him from doing anything on this play. And then Saubert does a great job getting a change of direction in sprinting back out on the outside while Kupp washes down the defensive end on the right. And then the rest of the offensive linemen get out in space, and it's just a convoy, and it's a thing of beauty. Like watch these big men run, watch them go. Like this is freaking great. Like I saw Dell out there getting work done, Lucas getting on the second level, and then Zabel out in front being like, can somebody give me some work? I'd love to pancake somebody. Fantastic. Great play, great timing. And they run it to the field side, the side where you have a little bit more space. And then Sam does some wizardry here on the handoff as well, with a little bit of motion, or a fake handoff to Velas Jones, and then the reverse action to Shaheed. Just a really, really cool play. And when they talk about Shanahan and all his creativity in the run game and what a wizard he is, Kubiak's the same way. I mean, it's a work of art. It's a work of art.
Yeah. Great breakdown there. And then obviously that Saubert part is the key to all of it. And then just drawing 3 49ers like a gravitational well there, right? They're sucked up so bad, and then it's lights out. We got beefier boys out there who, by the way, are all athletic. You got dudes who could run and find guys in space, and it's just another great example of Kubiak scheme wise, but really understanding his personnel to execute and just put Saleh on his back all game long. So maybe my favorite of the game. It was a lot of fun. All right, we're going to get to 7, 8, 9, and we even got bonus stuff because winners get sprinkles. Let's go.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Number 7. All right. Number 7, we're going to call this one Take the Long Way Home. A little super tramp there. When clearly you love your music references. We're going to take the long way home. Q3, 12-10 to go, 24-6 at this point. Pretty much game over, but it's about to really be game over. It's 4th and 2. The Niners have 4th down. They're on our 44. So if there's any bit of hope, which there wasn't, but if there was any bit of hope for them to stick in this game, they were going to need a play right here. But instead of the 49ers making a play on 4th and 2, do you remember who makes a play for Seattle?
gosh, I'm trying to go back through all the fourth downs. This was later in the game. This isn't the speed option with the fullback.
Oh God, no.
I'm gonna guess, was this Tank getting a sack here?
Not Tank, but very close. Not, as far away as you can be number wise. How about that? So not number 0, number.
Oh, okay. All right. So this would be Leo then.
This is Leo. So I think so I didn't highlight him here, but you can see 99 standing up on screen there. And just watch what Leo does. We'll play it through. Just if you're a Seahawks fan, enjoy it. If you're listening on audio, we'll explain in a second. But let's watch the audience. Just watch Leo just be a massive human being and do some things to. It's kind of unfair. If he could be this good, have this much body control, get that skinny, keep his legs churning the way he does with such power, and then when he gets his chance to pounce on Purdy, who could be quite wily back there and get out of a lot of stuff, there's no chance. He just leaps at him and puts him to the turf. 4th and 2. This is game over. This is, hey, Niners, you are no longer the team you used to be. We knew it, but you're done for a little bit until you figure this out because you're aging and you're not nearly as good as us. So what are you seeing from Leo and company that you want to talk about?
Okay, so Leo gets a very rare one-on-one here, even though the right tackle here inadvertently helps, I guess, as he's tangled up with Derek Hall here. But a couple of little tiny subtle things that Leo does here. And first and foremost is watch his punch and how fast it is. Bink! And then his hands are right back in and then dips the right shoulder to get on the outside of 77 here. And then it's just a dip and rip, gets right through there and fights through the contact of the right tackle who is getting manhandled by Hall. And, he takes Purdy to school here. He's just like, oh, hey, there you are, young man. Hey, you want to hit the ground? And Purdy's like, no, I don't. And Leo says, well, I don't care. You're going down, son. Bam. Yep. And that's that.
I love the fact that you call that the quick hands there, right? And this particular version, the real close up, this is slow motion. So in slow motion, that's how violent and quick his hands look. And if we go, yeah, exactly. If we go back to the real, boom, like you almost don't see it. That's how fast that jab is. And it just flummoxes the right guard here. He just doesn't know how to react. He's off balance. Then he darts inside. And like we talked about, has this strength to still get through. And then he gets home. It's the full package from Leo. Had to show this, man, because very often we're not talking about Leo on 3 and 3 out because we're just talking about other dudes most often because he's just that good all the time. But this was just such exceptional execution again, and just highest level of skill. This is why the dude's an all-pro, man.
It's why he's an all-pro. It's why he never gets these looks. Like, we don't talk about him a ton, honestly, because he's usually the guy doing the dirty work, soaking up a couple double teams, because there's no way as an offensive coordinator you walk into a game against the Seattle Seahawks and say, we'll let 99 kind of do his thing. You walk in and say, he can't beat us. Like, everybody else can beat us, and they probably will, but we can't let him beat us. And they decided to go on a true one-on-one blocking scheme here, and Leo just ate him for lunch. Yep. And it's a thing of beauty. It
is. Good night. Another one, great one there. So we love celebrating Leo. All right, we got 2 more and then 1 more. So 3 more. That's good math. It's math. I'm not sure it's good math. All right, this one, if you guess this, you win all the prizes. In number 8, dry rub, Q3, 4:46 to go. The route is now on. It's 27-6, and it's 3rd and 5. Seattle is on San Francisco's 42-yard line. Let me know if you want a different hint besides dry rub, or if you got a guess at the dry rub, please let's hear it.
Oh, my guess here is this is a completion to Cup for a first down on 3rd and 5, and they run a little pick play and are able to get him open.
See, this is where you get like a lot of partial credit. This is really, really good. I don't know if it's a B because you got some things, betwixt there, but like all the words were in there, if they were just rearranged a little bit, right? You had it really, really good. But we're going to watch. It is Cup on the outside. This is the wheel route to K9. where K9's wide open. This is one where Sam, you could see in Sam's face, he's like, oh God, like K9 has to make a phenomenal reception and he rolls out of bounds. Sam's mad at himself because he knows if he just hits him in stride, this is a touchdown. But why is he so wide open? Because there's a little dry rub here we're going to see. And it's really well done. It's done with the subtlety of, I'm not going to get flagged for this because it's right at the line of scrimmage and I'm fighting through contact and it does the trick. And then some. We'll see it again, a different angle as well. I think we look at the all 22 where, here it is. You can't even see Cup off screen just yet, but shows up right there. And he's doing it while he's in motion, not facing the defender, just trying to fight through to get to, to work his guy, but he knows what he's doing. He's a professional. He does run a bit of a pick, a bit of a dry rub here, and it's well executed. Again, execution at a high level. If Sam puts the ball where it should be, and Sam was mad at himself, probably 6 for K9, but we could live with that because it is a gorgeous catch, and K9 deserves some kudos too. What do you see?
Yeah, well, first off, let us not gloss over the catch by K9. This is a running back, a guy that was, billed when he came out of college as not having the greatest hands out of the backfield. And I was like, I don't believe that's true. I mean,
if they throw the ball to him, I think he could catch it, but MSU just ran him 3,000 times a game, right?
Yeah, because he's a bomb at that too. So I get it. Fantastic catch by K9. The throw does take him off his feet. If I had one criticism of Sam in this game is early in the game, I had even written it down in my notes. I sure wish Sam would take about 10% off of every throw, because that's really where it was. I think maybe he was a little more amped up, maybe even trying to prove that like he's good with this abdominal injury. And,
you take about 10% off that pronunciation.
Yeah, exactly. But just another really cool play for Cooper Kupp here in doing the subtle things. Now, 53 does help him out by taking the cheese inside. Out of run play, even though there's not even a run fake. I don't understand what that's about. Like if I were a 49ers fan, I'd be mad watching that film, but that does slow him up enough to where Kupp can just kind of give him the shoulder here as he's well within the 5-yard chuck area. So there's no like illegal picks or anything that can happen right there because it's still in the space where men can be men, right? And he goes ahead and he does that and then runs right into the DB as if he's fighting for a route, and all the veteran savvy to get that done without drawing a flag. And then, K9 does his job, and, Sam, not quite the perfect throw, but he does get it there. And big gain. And I mean, the route was on from the first 13 seconds, but if you want to say the route was on from that point forward, fine.
There's lots of routes. The whole thing was a route for sure. But great route by K9, great hands by K9, subtleness from Cooper Kupp. That was in number 8. We did 9 ins today, by the way. There was a breadcrumb there as well because 9 is for K9. K9 was the man of the match. So we actually have 9 ins. We got one more here, but stick around. We have so much more, including from the flock, including the Adam coming right after number 9. But here's number 9. Number 9. In number 9, we've got Parting of the Red Tears. And this is Q3, 2:28 to go. There's a big clue on screen because the way the NFL Films thing does it, it becomes 33-6 with this play. That's the clue because that's a weird number, right? So 2:28 to go, 1st and 10. Seattle is on San Francisco's 15-yard line. Parting of the Red Tears in number 9. What do you think we're looking at, buddy?
Oh, I imagine we're going to jelly it right down the throat for a touchdown here. Either that or it's every sideline shot of Shanahan throughout the entire game as he was just, shedding all those tears.
Yeah, he definitely
crying.
Plenty of tears to go around. So we are looking at the K9 to the left-hand side, 2nd touchdown of the game before his 3rd touchdown of the game because that's how numbers work in sequence. And we've got 12 personnel. So on the left-hand side, you got Barner as the furthest left tight end. Then you got Saubert a little closer in line. And then at this point, it's actually Amari Kite because they were like, hey, we're winning so much. We could just go rest our starting left tackle because you're an embarrassment, 49ers. Do better, but who cares? You guys are bums. They all do their job very, very well. These are 2 tight ends, and we'll just run it forward. I mean, this is pure domination, dude. And I realize – the Niners are bad at this, and we're going to have to do this against a much, much better front with the Rams and better edges with the Rams for sure. But I sure like the practice, Adam. I sure like this practice. I sure like the execution, and I certainly like the results. What do you see?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, Saubert here, his block to seal the, I think it's Kendricks here, is just, that's teach tape. It's teach tape. Like, within 3 steps, he wants to be getting up and get that his shoulders turned to wash the linebacker to the inside. And he's able to reach the linebacker here, get his hands up on him, and get a little bit of a grip on the shoulder pads there. But again, you kind of get it up in there, and you'll often get a lot of grace from the referees here. But that block is a big time block. Then you also see that Robert Saleh guesses correct here. He's got his linebacker shifted over to that side. They've got the outside linebacker drop down in the box outside of Barner, because we're in 12 personnel here, guys, and we've got 2 tight ends to the left-hand side of the formation, and they've got Saubert more in line, Barner split out a little wider, and right up on that linebacker, and Barner just grizzly bears the shit out of that linebacker there, 49, pushes him out the club, and the seam opens wide up, and you get a seal here, and then you run it right up the alley here, as Lombardi used to say. So, yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, it is, and beautiful to see K9 with just, again, the word of the day is execution, right? K9's execution here too, taking it as far wide as he could possibly take it, and then realizing, okay, that's my hole, which is what he should do, of course, but shoots through there like the elite running back that we know he is. We know he's an elite running back. This is a really cool national stage where he could go kind of re-show it again, right? With 3 touchdowns, 100-something yards, 19 on the ground, 3 completions for a good chunk of yards. He had a beautiful day. All right.
You know what? This is a touchdown, though. So we talk about the 2 great blocks by the tight ends here. Kite does a nice job with his block. You know, it's enough of him. Shaheed? This is a touchdown because of Rashid Shaheed.
Right. Look at him posing at the end here too. Look at him. He knows it. Look. He goes.
Yeah. He gets out there on dirty Lenore, and look, I can't stand Lenore. Everything about him pisses me off. And I know he's a fan of JSN and everything, but he's going to have to become a fan of Shaheed after this as well, because Shaheed locks him up. And we've heard the coaches talk about how important it is that the wide receivers get involved in the blocking. We've highlighted Cup a couple times in condensed splits down in there and doing the dirty work, but it's just as difficult to get out in space and get on a guy and occupy him as Shaheed does here. And that's the last guy. That's the last guy that could possibly get to K9 here, because their slow ass safety is never going to get there. And just fantastic job by Shaheed. Yeah. And he's holding D's nuts when he's done. Like, hands there, then he's giving it the big balls. Yeah, right there.
He strikes it.
Yeah, I wonder if Lenore like D's nuts.
I'll toot our horn a little bit, and here's why. Because in the offseason, when we went and got Kubiak, we as a podcast, we went back and watched a couple of Saints games. We picked out a Saints game that was Spencer Rattler almost beating the Commanders. Like, beautiful second half comeback, and the squad was decimated at that point. Just nobody there. You know, really, the offensive line was run down. Kamara's banged up, et cetera, et cetera. You name it. They were just a shell of themselves, right? And we're watching that tape, and one of our points was like, oh man, the Kubiak wide receivers, even though they're small, like, they block. These guys, they block. And beautiful to see a dude, traded from, obviously, midseason trade to come over. Tip your cap to John Schneider, executive of the year, coming right up. And you calling it out here, because it's exactly right. He's not the biggest dude. He's not the strongest dude, but as they say, he's got that dog in him. Again, execution every single level, and we are blowing the 49ers out. Again, we know the competition will get better. We know that. We know the Rams are markedly better than the 49ers. It's clear and obvious. Cool. I still love the trajectory of this run game, and it matters a ton. All right, Adam, that takes us to the damn. Let's hit this. Now, you get to tell us. This is your favorite play. Why do you love it? Or, one you want to talk about. We coined this about, maybe a few weeks ago, the damn. And again, winners get sprinkles, so you get yours too. I called it Sunny D for you. Sunny D. Q4, 12:47 to go. Well, the route's officially on. it's 40. It's about to be 40-6. 3rd and 6. We're on the Niners 6-yard line. Adam, take us away. What do you want to talk about, buddy?
Look, man, there's few things in the world that make me say, damn, like pancakes, buddy. I love pancakes. Not as good as waffles, but when it comes to football, pancakes are where it's at. And this is for our center, Jalen Sindell here. Watch him as he pulls and gets around the edge and takes on, looks like, is that one of the safeties or whatever it is?
I don't care.
Yeah, safety, DB type, whoever's out there. And he just slams him to the ground. It's fucking hilarious. And just plants him, just cooking pancakes all day. And that's not the only great block on this play as well. And I wanted to highlight the pancake first because that should be a stat, and I want somebody to start tracking that. Yeah, 6 just smushed. It's so much fun. But watch Lucas here as he gets out of his stance and covers some ground and is able to seal the edge on 49 here as well. Another huge key block. These guys are working in perfect concert together, and with a little down block from Barner there too as well. What a cool little scheme here from Shanahan as you get in close and you watch it a few times.
Yeah, and the ability for us to execute in the red zone, whether that's the deep red zone, the purple red zone, the black zone, the death zone, wherever you want to call it nowadays, but anything really in that super condensed area, the 5 to 10, I'd say inside there, when you can start doing these little bits of scheming and you have the horses, man, you got the athletes to do this. And again, word of the day, folks, execution just keeps getting crisper and crisper and crisper. And there's a reason the run game has come together. It's because the execution is freaking phenomenal right now. So, and again, it's not just the 49ers who were our last 2 opponents, but we have trucked the Rams on the ground in both the games we played against the Rams. So there is no reason, literally 0 reason, we can't do it again. So that is a damn. I love it. You said it all perfectly. And by the way, the one thing I would say that is like the most important of all that is like, man, it is about time we get the pancake as an official stat, right?
Yes.
If PFF and they could grade linemen, right? Oh, Byron Murphy was a 62%, although he gets all these double. If they could do that, just make some pancakes. Not that hard, right? Just make a pancake stat. I love it. All right, so we went through 9 ins, went through the damn for a nice 10. Of course, that means we are now up on the MVC, the most valuable cranny. I did speak to Brandon today. Very, very good news. The 3D printer, it had to work a lot of overtime.
Yeah,
Adam, a lot of overtime.
This late in the season for the printer, man.
This was the 15th trophy we had to print this year. We had a couple in the preseason, but the 15th MVC we had to print this year, and of course do the trading card, and it's going to be shipped to the VMAC, and it'll be in the lockers. It's a very, very real trophy, and the players celebrate it. They love it very much. But our MVC, our most valuable cranny, drum roll, please. Who do you think it's going to today?
Oh my gosh.
We only went over 10 of them. I mean,
Yeah. You know what? I'm going off the board. It's Mike McDonald for doing what he does.
I love it. It's not, but it was the obvious answer because we don't do the obvious thing very often. We're giving it to Leo Williams because, first of all, he's the man. But Leo Williams, the inscription will read, for incredible contact balance, explosion, and ending this version of the 49ers. Leo Williams, our MVC for the divisional round of the playoffs. What's that do to your Hawkra?
Oh, it only elevates it to a level that I didn't even think could be higher here. But look, leader of the team, best player on our defense. And I know that that's controversial to some possibly, but look, man, this move to bring in Leonard Williams was the start of everything that we're enjoying today. And I couldn't be more of a fan of the player, of the human, the type of room that he's cultivated with his guys, that D-line group. They are tight. He's just fucking awesome. Like there's just no other way to put it. And I love that you ended this with an ending this version of the 49ers. And you had mentioned this in our show recap, our game recap show. And I kind of poo-pooed it a little bit, but having given it a little bit of thought, a little bit of more time, I think you might be right on this. I think this might be the end of this version of the Niners.
I think I'm pretty right. There's things you could sense, right? And this one, to me, when you look at aging Trent Williams and Kittle's phenomenal. I love that dude. But he just blew out his Achilles in his 30s. CMC clearly aging. You have a $55 million quarterback who does not have a $55 million arm. He's a good quarterback. He's Chad Pennington. He's a good NFL quarterback. He does not have the arm. He's not a $55 million quarterback. He just isn't. So
I honestly, after this game, I disagree. I think he is a $55 million quarterback. I do.
That kind of
I think this season has proven it to me more so than
I think he's really good. I think he's really good. I think he's in that good, not great tier, which I think is a tough place to live if you're paying him elite money and trying to still have a team. Now, is this the Tua contract? No, sir. It is not the Tua contract. But we also poo-pooed the Lawrence contract, and he had a really good year. He played really good football. So, hey, maybe I'll eat some crow at some time in the future. That could be for a future date. But I'm going to still say that the surrounding cast, even if Purdy is the man, is eroding quickly. And that's going to be difficult for a dude who's not Josh Allen. Like, he's a good quarterback. I like Purdy, but again,
he's a top 10 guy at this point. I think it's disrespectful to say anything else and not being realistic. And, if you're a top 10 guy, then you're worth top money, in my opinion. And look, we saw him do it with the full Avengers the last few years, right? And we're all like, well, is this Purdy or is this just being on a great team? And, his play has been pretty high on a team that's been decimated by injuries as all their stars get old. And as you put it, man, like, there's going to be so many holes on this roster going forward for the next 2 to 3 years. They're multiple off seasons away from getting figured out.
That is precisely enough 49ers talk because they're dead.
Oh, can't we celebrate their death?
I think we have the entire time. All right. So look, we're about to get to From the Flock. And as we teased earlier, From the Flock is we literally go in and we clip Discord members who are part of our, who are our flockers, and we are flockers with them. And we clip their comments. It's their ins, their outs. We have an entire channel dedicated to this. Adam, if folks want to raise the Hawkra and become part of the coolest friggin' Seahawks community, I think, on the planet, what should they be doing?
Oh, go to getintheflock.com, sign up to become a patron on our Patreon, be a little flocker. Is there anything better than being a little flocker?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Lots of different tiers that you can join with different things. We talk about the Discord a lot because that really is a wonderful resource for people. And if you're just a junkie, a diehard 12 junkie, and you want to have a bunch of other junkies to talk with about your addiction, that's the place to do it. And so getintheflock.com, sign up at the $3 a month or above tier. You can be a part of this as well. And it gives you the ability to get in the 3 in, 3 out channel and put in your ins, your outs, and we put them up on screen. We talk about it because we want this to be your guys' show every bit as much as it is ours.
That is all correct. So we are in From the Flock. I'll start us here. And of course, if we're starting, that means we start with Car because she's always early, which is fantastic. She goes, Car says in everything, nice and simple. She goes out to Clinton. That's me. If he dares to give us less than 6 ins, Car, I hope I didn't disappoint because, in fact, we went 33% over that with 9 ins plus the damn. We got Right Hand Dan saying in. What a nerve settler. Of course, he's obviously talking about Shaheed, the need for Shaheed, taking it back. And we got Paul King saying in. The 12's got Lumen rocking. 100%, dude. That when we saw Doug Baldwin in that dope ass jacket he was wearing and that little perch, and the everything was just so perfect. I'm like, we're not losing. We're not losing. And then there was the Shaheed thing. Yeah. And then there was 3 tutties from K9. We're not losing. So great job, Paul. Back to Car in. The Seahawks showing me I had no reason to worry this week within seconds of the game starting. You and me both, Car. We got Design Pete's Beach House. Shout out to Amy. I think she's with us live tonight. In Shaheed giving Jay another week. Absolutely. That's a running gag, which if you're in the Discord, you would know about it. Adam, what do we got on screen, bud?
Oh man. Well, we've got another chat here from New Phone Who Dis 8617. This is Adam. And I just want to say thank you, man. Thanks for becoming a member. We really do appreciate it more than you know.
That is dope. All right. Take it away, dude.
All righty. So we got more from the flock here from KNTSTP. If that's supposed to be something else, that because I mess them up all the time. Mike McDonald keeping the foot on the gas. Tempo and intensity is working. And yes, Mike called a fantastic game with the exact amount of aggression. Frost, coach, saying in literally everything that's happened to this point, 10 minutes into the game. Yes, all of that.
All the yeses, yeah.
It was fantastic. From Josh DeHuman, the great Josh, one of our favorite people in the Discords. In Seahawks have now outscored opponents 123-51 in the first quarter this season. And that's with a stretch where we didn't get off to, fast starts. So that's extra impressive. And it really did help in this game.
I love this new phone who this back on screen saying, finally joining. I've been following for years. Laugh out loud. I'm cheap. Sorry. Hey, look,
all
Adam,
good, brother.
Yeah. You and Brandon have been talking about this for years. You get your grace period, however long that is. And hey, there can't be a better season to become a member and just keep raising that hawker. So we appreciate you, man, for sure.
I wanted to get to this comment too before we buzz on here from Gannibal V5Z. That doesn't feel like a real name, but that's fine. You took advantage of a wounded and injured team limping into the playoffs. You want to impress us? Beat the Rams, fanboys. Just thinking we already have once. All right. And it was probably the game of the year. And I just watched a Rams team beat up on a Carolina team that I think we all agree with a losing record, not a great football team.
Nah.
And then actually squeak one out against a Bears team who was coached by the dumbest fucking coach in all the league when it comes to fourth downs.
Wait, why are points in a tight ball game in like 7-degree weather? Are points helpful? Should you get points?
I like points because you know what they do? They count as points, and if they just kick one of those field goals, that's a different game.
Right.
So the big bad Rams, they don't impress me much.
All right. Love it. We got Yokai Hawk, always impressive. Yokai Hawk confuses me. I love him as a member because sometimes he'll put in like a long soliloquy, like really long stuff. And it's well written, but it's like, oh man, it's a lot. And then he'll write this type of thing. And I'm like, my God, brevity is brevity is the soul of wit, right? He goes in tempo. That was it. One word. And Brady pointed it out and Seattle came out in tempo. So we get Shaheed kickoff. We get the ball back with they got one first down. We get the ball back and Seattle's in tempo. We go get 3 more points. Beautiful start to that. KC Hawk in Amari Kite holding down the left side with a nice block on the K9 run. We saw it earlier. Great call out. Out BWAG's biceps, but it's really an in. K9 pricing himself out of a team-friendly deal in the offseason. This is kind of funny in the not ha-ha way. This is before the Charbonnet news also. So very, very quickly, Adam, if you're like, hey man, should we re-sign K9? What would you say? Yes or no? Quick.
Oh boy.
I'm
not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to make a declaration about that yet. Off season, you got to think about it, look at different contracts, who's up, who's down, all that stuff. I would love to, just from a fan's perspective, if I'm not putting on my GM cap, yes, re-sign him. I love K9. He's one of my favorite players.
Sign him. Give him the James Cook deal, a little bit less than James Cook, wrap him up for 3 more years while he's still the man. And away we go. That's my take. Frost. What a game by Sammy. What a fantastic story. He has absolutely risen to the occasion. Love it. Back to BWAG's biceps out. It still makes me sick to see KJ in red and shades of urine. Well, we all got choices, right, Adam? And KJ chose that, I guess.
Hey, look, I keep getting them checks. And if you want to become a coach and that's where your opportunity is and all of that, nothing but love to KJ, other than just kind of ew.
Yeah, gross. Josh DeHuman in K9 with the hat trick. 18th time in NFL history, a running back has ran for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. First time for a Seattle Seahawk. Love that tidbit. And again, BWAGs saying by the way, we go through an entire show like this. We don't talk about Ernest Jones, which is he had a pick. He had a fumble. He caused the fumble. He's just a damn good linebacker. Sometimes this happens. It's like that dude's really good. And that's why From the Flock matters so much. BWAG saying EJ13 dancing and laughing in preparation for yet another stop on 4th and 3 in the third quarter. That dude is my spirit animal. BWAG's bicep. You are our spirit animal for making sure we did talk about Ernest Jones, because shame on us because we're an hour plus in and we haven't named Ernest Jones yet.
Oh, no kidding. And from Big B-Wags Biceps there, obviously a fan of the middle linebacker position. We also got a last minute one here from Jeff Scott, 5684. Last minute in submission. According to the Mike McDonald show, Zabel gave Leo some tips about what he saw from their O-line that led to his big sack. And you guys were mentioning that in the comments as we were going through it. And we probably should have talked about that a little bit more. But yeah, really cool that Leo is such a great dude that he's not too much of a big timer to take some information from a rookie, and it helped him out. So we got more here. We got one from Witherfork, one in second half shutout. That was kind of fun. Not kind of fun. It was amazing. In playoff Bobo catching a slant in the game for his third reception of the year.
3rd and 10.
Which is crazy to think about. You feel like Bobo should get a few more touches than that, but only one ball. Tough to get it to everybody. From Bunny, another in. Nothing more to say. Just in. Because in rhymes with win, and that's exactly what we did. Frost, he's got another one for us. Can we get 41 ins this week? And yes, but we're not going to. Into the substation really came through all season long. One of my favorite dumbass conspiracy theories to come out of football this year. It was hilarious.
I love how Brandon always loves to say it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just, it's just this thing, which I think is the funniest part. And the whole, I love it. I love that it exists. I love that that's a story. I love that that's what 49er fans are debating heading into their offseason. Cool.
It's what desperation sounds like.
Yeah. And smells like. All right, we got Wurstelmeister saying in my love, my endless love. Beautiful. JSN Jiggy with it, which is Lisa in Seattle, she's going to all the games. I'm so jelly. I love you, Lisa. She goes in belt to ass, in run game, in JSN impersonating one of Lockett's best moments, in DJ Super Sam reading my mind and playing Whoop That Trick. I've been thinking that was a perfect hype song for the defense all year long. So, hey, they're on the same wave. Hey, if Lisa's jamming and having fun, then I'm probably having fun. You're probably having fun because things are probably going good.
I mean, if you went to that game and you did it with a frown, you're dead on the inside or a stupid Niners fan.
Dude, look at this serendipity. Marlon puts this on. You put this on screen from Marlon. And look at the first thing from Yokai Hawk. This is perfect. Take it.
Oh, absolutely. So we got Yokai Hawk here in first pass attempts to Oots. And I'd like to see him get involved a little bit. I think that would be a fun little extra flavor to this offense. And then he's got an out here that Marlon and chat just echoed. Out, Oots missing that first pass attempt. Oh, no. Yeah. The first target didn't work. So there you go. In for getting it in there, out because it didn't quite work out, but that's okay. We got Leo from Sweden here, out taking a whole 13 seconds to beat the Whiners. They should have done it in 12. That would have been a little more serendipitous. Love it. Right hand Dan, he's got another in, probably swayed by the wind, but on second watching, got to give props to the commentary team. And we talked about Burkhardt coming into this game. I think we both agree where we're at on Burkhardt, and I've enjoyed Brady for the most part. It's taken him a while to get there and all that, but I mean, there's just only 100 guys on the planet that have the institutional knowledge of quarterback that he has, that he can, grace upon us. So I enjoy him.
Look, I'm super fired up that we're in the NFC Championship game, so obviously we're going to get their top dogs. It's on Fox, so we're getting Burkhardt and Brady again. I think they're good, and it's not Greg Olsen, so it's win on win.
What a win that is! That's exactly. All the ends.
Yes,
that should just be all the ends for next week's show.
And another good thing right here from our newest member, New Phone Who Dis, says a $2 super chat. Thank you. With Sharp's injury, shouldn't we activate Halani? I think the answer is yes. I think we should. I think he's the most well-rounded, option that can come in. He can run block. He's shown that before. He can pass catch, and he's a good runner. So deep teams do this, and players perform. And if you're George Halani sitting there licking your chops, I heard Nemhauser talk about this today, being like he probably wasn't activated just because activating dudes, you only get so many. And if they didn't need a running back, which they didn't, then they're like, okay, we will not activate him. He's just not needed. Well, now he is. You press the button, ipso facto, he's probably activated real soon. And hopefully he's back, and hopefully he's back and back sharp. So great super chat. We dig that. And others are chiming in that he could just take Sharp's spot. A little easier said than done, but I think he's got the talent to do it. All right, we got one more from the flock. We'll wrap. Yokai Hawk. He had just gems. Like I said, sometimes they're long. I saw your comment earlier. I never mind any of them, but sometimes you just lock in on things that other people don't. And I love it. He goes in San Francisco receivers with 2 catches for 5 yards at the end of the first half. H1 ends 5 yards, 2 catches. I mean, mismatch. Love that. And we got Michael Knight. This one's great. He says, the Seattle Seahawks have a home playoff record of 12-1 since 2005, with the one stupid loss being the COVID year where there were no 12s in the stands. So I don't even think that one counts. But I love the fact that what the point is that Lumen's rocking again, Adam. Lumen is absolutely rocking. And now we've got, as we put to bed the 49ers, okay, you were our biggest rival, but our biggest threat is the Los Angeles Rams. They got to come up to us and play on our turf for the 3rd time this year, 3rd game in the series. And dude, we are just about to rotate into, I think, a tremendous NFC Championship week. It's going to be so much fun to cover this with everybody. We have time to talk about the Rams, but as we close the book on this game and start to think about them, do you have some early thoughts?
Early thoughts on the Rams. You guys heard me talk a lot of smack going into the last 2 49ers games. And the reason was, it was painfully obvious that one team was, just leaps and bounds better, light years better than the other team. And so it's easy to do that. Look, toughest competition we've had all year have been the LA Rams. But with that said, early impressions as I'm looking at it here, ever since we crushed their hearts and dreams in the second matchup, they haven't been the same football team. And I haven't seen them clicking. And so if I'm looking at our previous 2 matchups with the Rams, I think this is going to look scoring wise from the Rams a lot closer to the first game than the second.
I love it. The piece that stood out for me during the Bears-Rams, was the Bears defensive backs were phenomenal. They played great.
Best game of the year, maybe.
They played so good, and they were so tight. Now, is it a little bit of weather? I don't know. But usually if it's slick out there, it's advantage wide receivers, especially with a good quarterback, and Stafford's a damn good quarterback. But it wasn't. The Bears were, just all over everything they were doing. So hopefully there's some teach tape out there, because obviously the second time through, the Rams worked us a bit. They did. That's the facts of the facts, right? And big trust in McDonald and team to course correct that, do it real quickly, and put out the best version of our Seahawks yet, which is saying something, man, because we've been damn good. And maybe there's one more half gear, some sort of turbo boost we could do, and it'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of turbo boost, as we close out here, Adam, like we said at the top, we broke through 6,200 subs on YouTube. I'm sure there's a couple more since we've been live already. Very, very much appreciate that. But Adam, just convince folks that if they've been here this long, or they just saw us for the first time ever, that they gotta just join up, be part of this. Is there anything better than this?
There's not, because these are the types of runs from a football team that make being a fan more than worth it, right? This is the payoff for everything. And to tie it back into the Rams a little bit, as we talk about the idea of, if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, you can just do that. It's just clicky,
easy,
right? Yeah, it's easy. Look,
it's free.
I think that this game, when we look at it from a 10,000 foot view, Clinton, Mike McDonald was brought here to kill the McShanahans, McVay and Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
And he just did away with Shanahan. And as you said, put an end to that era for the 49ers. And now we have the opportunity to put the dagger in the heart of the LA Rams. And for me personally, as I look at this season NFL wide, this is the year of defensive resurgence.
Yep.
Like it stands out. And I think this could be the game from like I said, 10,000 foot view that changes the entire thinking in the NFL, because the reign of terror of the McShanahan offenses is finally over because of Coach Mike. And if you love watching that happen in real time, if you love celebrating it after the fact, if you love talking about it for an entire offseason, if you love to see what's going to come next in the draft after we're picking number 32 after winning a chip, and you can't wait to talk more Seahawks football, getintheflock.com, or just hit subscribe on YouTube, or hit subscribe on the podcast app, or leave us a review or a rating. It actually helps a ton. And I know we say thank you a lot, and it's hard to do it each and every time and have it feel genuine, but it genuinely is, man. Just thank you for all of that if you can. So appreciate you guys.
Love that so much. And we will thank Ryan 911 with the 999 super chat. We'll thank New Phone Who Dis for becoming a member and the $2 super chat. And we thank every single one of you who have been with us live. It is a pleasure. The season's been fun. This is always fun. It's always entertaining. It's always fun, but it's a heck of a lot more fun and more entertaining when we win and when we execute the way we're executing. The Rams are going to come to our town, and look, man, Adam, I'm vibing with you, dude. I think it might be close. It might be a nail biter. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Most likely.
I just think we take care of business. I think they leave going home just down and depressed. We got all week to talk about. We got more shows lined up, but dude, we are getting this W, man. We are getting to the Super Bowl. And then from there, I don't think this train's stopping, man. I don't think this train's stopping all the way to Santa Clara, bud.
Absolutely. And to end the terror of the McShanahan reign and then win a chip on that field. Oh my goodness. It's the most perfect smack talk narrative in all of sports. As fans, we need this. Look, Mikey Mack, everybody there at the VMAC, the whole team, John Schneider, hey, thank you for this season. And also bring it home for us, boys. I can't wait. I can't wait. You guys are amazing. What an amazing season.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.